Hello, and welcome back. In this one, we are going to be quickly reviewing Season 1 of Fluffy Paradise. Yes, I do realize the anime ended like 3 weeks ago as of the time of recording, but better late than never. Quick note, I do have plans for multiple other reviews of shows from last season, including Villainous 99 and a few others, coming over the next couple of weeks, while I also, of course, start covering the new animes for the spring season. Now, Fluffy Paradise has been a mixed bag for me. While I did enjoy parts of the show and parts of Season 1, in the end, the show left me somewhat confused or unsure of how to feel about it by the end of the season. Now, what I mean by that is, if you just watch the first 3 episodes, or 4 episodes, you get this pure impression that this is just a super slice of life, fluffy, cute goodness isekai, where you don't really have any deeper plot points or any special story. You just have cute girl doing cute things with cute fluffy animals. And that was fine. That was very cute, laid back, and that was just sort of like a nice breath of fresh air in a way, where you could just sit back, relax after a long day, and unwind, But then suddenly, after the first 4 or so episodes, then we started going much more out of the fluffy part of the show and into politics, geopolitics, let's say morals, ethics. There's murder and conflict and human greed and many other aspects that I would not expect this show to ever cover. And that's where the show sort of went off the rails for me, at least in some respect, because the remainder 8 or so episodes of the season just felt like it was fully focused, or 95% focused, on this whole more serious, somber aspect of the show and story, and leaving the fluff behind, so to speak, while instead having small moments of fluff and cuteness in between, but more and more it not being a focus of the show. Now, while I initially praised and enjoyed, let's say, the more somber, serious aspects of the show, as it covered, let's say, human greed and the force of nature and just the cycle of life, by the end of the season, to me, it just felt odd, It just felt like, okay, I watched this entire thing, but I'm not really sure if I'm satisfied after watching it. It didn't really end on any sort of specific amazing point. It didn't feel like too many things were resolved. Just felt like this story was sort of beginning and starting to be fleshed out, but it was still pretty bare bones in many aspects. And since the fluff had been so reduced and the cuteness and slice of life aspects had been so reduced in comparison to the first part of the season, I just didn't really feel like I had gotten what I was looking for out of the show. I mean, to be clear here, there's nothing inherently wrong with trying to mix different, very polarizing aspects into the same show and trying to balance that. It's just that in this show, in this season, it didn't feel to me like Fluffy Paradise really did so very well, at least. Instead of mixing it, it felt more like the first half of the season, it went super heavy on the fluff and cuteness slice of life, and then the second half of the season, it sort of forwent that entire thing and just instead went all politics, all more somber serious. And I think the show would have been more enjoyable if they instead would have mixed the two much more from episode 1, which might have also not given the false impression, though calling it false might be a bit over the top, but still, it would not have given the quote-unquote false impression that this was just a really laid-back slice of life, when it had many more, let's say, sinister plans before the end of the season. And because it does a bit of this tug and pull back and forth between the serious and somber moments and fluff, there were multiple times in the latter parts of the season where I felt like, wow, they just went like 180, totally back to slice of life, and then next second, totally back to serious, and then later in the episode, totally back to fluff. And these 180s, at times, to me, felt more disorienting and out of place and forced in than something that was that enjoyable or natural in a way. Anyhow, though, before I get into my specific thoughts overall of Season 1, if you enjoyed this video and you like it, you want to see more reviews or anything else from me, please remember to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button to not miss out on anything that I produce. Thank you for your support. Now, as I mentioned before, while I enjoy moments and I had a good time with moments of Season 1 of Fluffy Paradise, in the end, while there were a few highlights for me, I just felt I would have really enjoyed this show much more if it either focused from the start much more on this somber, serious story, or if it just would have focused fully on the laid-back, fluffy slice of life. I mean, I think that what I was looking for out of this show, just having a super laid-back, fluffy, cute slice of life, cute girl doing cute things the entire season would have been more up my alley. And considering the name of the show and what it was presented as, that's what I really wanted out of it as well. And that I was sort of thrown for a loop in a way with how it ended up focusing in the latter parts of the season. It's sort of mismatched with my expectations, but not necessarily in the best way. And while I tried mixing these things, it didn't do it to the best degree, and it at times felt somewhat shoehorned in instead of being, let's say, natural and normal. All in all, Season 1, not terrible, many or at least some good elements, and an enjoyable watch, at least to an extent. If a Season 2 comes, then I'll probably watch it, but it's not going to be something I really prioritize or take time out of my day to watch. A mediocre show in multiple aspects, but I am still somewhat interested to see if they can really go heavy on the story aspects they were trying to highlight in the end of Season 1 into Season 2, and how that might develop over the course of that season, if it ever does appear. With all that being said though, those are my thoughts on Season 1. Did you watch the show? Did you like it? Leave all your thoughts down below if so. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, have any thoughts on it, as always, leave those as well in the comment section down below. And if you're wondering if you should watch this show or not, well, if you really like fluff and you really like cute girls doing cute things, then maybe you should give at least the first 4 episodes a shot. But keep in mind, the fluff will be heavily reduced after that point. Anyhow though, hope you have a good day, keep watching anime, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.